All right, you guys, like the video coming in. Like the video coming in. Now, I see that people said Floyd was just live. I did not know that, but some people said that he ended his live. I see that now. Excuse those socks back there on the couch. Uh, we always we tend to go live at the same time for some reason. I apologize. I was supposed to go live 2 days ago, but we was getting some action here in Bolivia. Now, I just uploaded a vlog for Bolivia, and the vlog did not do well, you guys. It's the title, the thumbnail. I got to go back and change it, but the vlog could be better. The vlog could be better. Today, we're going to talk about just a short update of what's going on, and then we're going to talk about the book, and we're going to talk about the value that you're getting out of having the digital nomad travel guide, the digital nomad kit, which is absolutely free. So let's start with that. Let's start with that, and then we will get into the topic of today's show. And yeah, we're gonna get into the topic of today's show. Now I'm gonna share my screen with you guys. I'm gonna share my screen and show you guys what you guys are missing out on. Like the video if you have not already. I actually had just got some action before I got in here, man. Bolivia is getting better, but the people are still very the way how they behave is kind of rude. Um, but it's getting better. I mean, we've been having success, but it's like it's a culture shock. But we're gonna get into that. What do I mean by pick things up? I'm talking about I was dealing with women. So if you guys have not already and you guys are looking to live abroad, I have created a kit, an online document kit for you guys to enjoy and find value in and pursue your happiness abroad. I will see you on the other side. Now, what is in this kit? What comes in this kit is a job list PDF document. This PDF document has 300 job opportunities. 300 job opportunities that allow you to do remote work and online work. You can work from anywhere in the world. You just have to get this free document. It's in the description. You click the Linktree link, click the free digital nomad document. Now I'm gonna pull up these documents so you guys can be a little more convinced if you're not sure if you want to get a free product or not. Okay. Hold on, let me share my other screen. Fuck. Okay. So here, in the digital nomad starter kit, we have the 300 job online opportunity, like I just said. Then we have countries that I would consider that you guys should consider moving to if you want to move out of the United States. Everybody cannot live like Austin Holloman and jump from country to country every 10 days, 2 weeks, month, whatever. You guys want to stay in a place 3 months to a year. Some of you guys want to do that. I have 4 or 5, it's a few countries on there that I recommend and why I recommend you guys live there permanently. That's another document. Then we have a free travel checklist, which is something simple, but something I thought maybe people might find useful, like things that you should have in your bags, things that you should have when you're abroad, things you should not travel with, things I do not travel with. That's what else you should have in the free digital nomad checklist. Then we have the Medellin safety guide, which all this is the do's and don'ts of Medellin. I have had expats and other frequent travelers of Medellin and Colombia to help me make this safety guide for you guys. I'm not a Medellin expert, But it's no difference when I go to an expert and say, hey, can you help me make this for my subscribers that still want to visit Medellin? And they agree and they help me do it. And I'm bringing it to you guys for free, no charge at all. Then we have a monthly expense checklist, which is I don't follow this checklist because I'm living how I want to. But you guys that are on a budget and you want to know what you should expect in what area of the world, I create this expense checklist for you guys to follow and be. These are realistic budgets you should have whenever you travel abroad. In the last product, so there's 6 PDF documents, and if you guys download this document, every time I upload a new document, it notifies all the 1,500 people that have already downloaded. 1,500 people have already downloaded this document, so you need to download it too. It notifies everybody. So this morning, people should have gotten 2 new notifications that I uploaded these 2 new documents, and there'll be more to come. The last document is about U.S. citizens establishing in Paraguay. Now, besides Paraguay being boring and there's not much to do, it is a very beneficial place for Americans to become expats. For example, you guys can get residency, a driver's license, bank account, a second passport very, very easily. Very easily in Paraguay. Very, very easily. And that's not the only country in South America like that. But if you guys sign up for this document, this kit, you will learn about all those things because as I'm learning, I'm bringing it to you guys for free. Everything's not for free, but stuff like this will be for free. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Now, he said, why do you always talk in third person? When was I talking in third person? Now, as you can hear, we got some people downloading already, and somebody just bought the book. Would you look at that? Thank you very much. Let's see which book they bought. Next, the next thing that I want to update you guys on, they just bought the Brazil book. The next thing that I want to update you guys on is I'm gonna share my screen for this too. Sound like it's raining outside. It's been raining a lot here in yeah, I do talk in third person all the time, but I didn't know I was talking about it today. Okay. So you guys have been waiting on the Santiago Chile memoir. It was up for pre-order for about a month, I would say, at least 3 weeks. And if you guys pre-ordered it, the Santiago memoir was only $3 US. But if you waited, it's not that much higher, but the price has tripled to $10 US, which should not break the bank. If you guys want to have a cheaper price, if you are on Patreon, my Patreon members get the same book, but because you are a Patreon member, it is only $5 US for you to download the book. Now, how many pages is the book? How many pages is this book? I just released it today. It's 70 pages, 13 chapters. And if you guys do not know how to read, or you do not want to read, or you want to listen to this while you do something else, go to the gym, work out, clean the house, smoke your cigar, whatever you want to do, I really, really busted my ass to make an audio version. I recorded it, I edited the audio, I chopped up all the silent moments, and I literally that was easy. The hard part was going back and listening and making sure that I didn't stutter over any words. I think the audio is about 2.5 hours. That took me like 8 hours to do that. So if you guys enjoy the book, if you enjoy the book, please leave a review because it took a lot of hard work to make this book. That thanks to Gavin Turner, thank you. Shout out to him for making the book cover. Those eyes in the top of the sky right there are mine. He made me look like a Native American with that. I love Chile. Everything I did in Chile could not go on YouTube, so I wrote a book about it, a short book, like so you can listen to it, and I go in full detail what it was like to be in Santiago and some things that you may have not known that was going on behind the scenes are talked about in the book. Anybody that met me in Santiago or any women that are watching this video that I dealt with in Santiago, I did not use anybody's names. Everybody's identity will be protected, but the truth will be told in the memoir. Now, if you guys smoke cigars, you would like this part. You guys know I do not like smoking Cuban cigars. Why do I not like smoking Cuban cigars? This is a Cuban cigar. Well, the reason that I'm smoking this Cuban cigar is because that's all they got in Santa Cruz. There's one guy in the entire Santa Cruz that sells cigars, and he only has Cubans. I don't hate Cubans, but I like Nicaraguans better. Now, the audio book should be about 2.5 hours. Uh, I went and bought 10 Cuban cigars. This is not 10, but I have a few more in my little storage case. Why did I buy 10? Because one Cuban cigar was like $6. If you guys smoke cigars, you guys know that Cuban cigars just about everywhere else in the world except Cuba. Cuban cigars, one cigar is not uncommon for itself by itself to be $60. Like this cigar right here, I paid $4 for. In Kenya, in Buenos Aires, anywhere else I've been to in the world, this exact same cigar is like $35, $40. Waste of fucking money when they don't cost that much. But the import tax fees are not that high here, so I bought a lot of them because I never know when I'll see this deal again. Now, I'm gonna update you guys on Bolivia. There are not as many beautiful women in Bolivia, in Santa Cruz, Bolivia, as there was in Santiago, Chile, as there was in Asuncion, Paraguay, as there was in Uruguay, Montevideo, Uruguay, or Buenos Aires. Okay. And this city is like 3-4 million people or something like that. So it's not the population, it's just, I guess, genetics. They don't have the same genetics. Okay. Jason and I are like, man, we're gonna, we're kind of like, we're kind of dating outside of what we usually date. I don't want to say anything rude to piss a whole country off again, but we're kind of going below what we usually like to go for. It's not that there aren't any beautiful women here. It's just the frequency that you're seeing them at is very, 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 very slim. I fucked up today too. I fucked up today. I really did. Now, we go to the gym. There's a lot of older women, they look good, but they're just like 45, 50, 60 years old. They still look good, but they're just older. And so Jason and I are like, where are the 25, the pretty 25-year-old girls at? Where are they at? And we went to a different gym today. I'm not going to tell you guys what gym it is because there will be a Santa Cruz travel guide. And if you want to know what gym this was, you're going to have to buy the travel guide. The one day I did not bring my camera to this gym, but I will bring my camera to the gym tomorrow because I'm going to show you guys what I was doing. I went in the gym. The two chicks behind the counter were like, oh, okay, they're cute. They're cute. They were just like drop dead gorgeous, but they were cute. I got into the gym. It's like a couple chicks. It's one that's like a fucking 10. I mean, you could tell they were veneers, but straight white teeth. Body was like perfectly shaped. All the weight is falling in the right place on her. Very fit, tight stomach, beautiful face, nice hair. Keep in mind that all these chicks that I'm calling beautiful are not native looking. They're usually mixed looking. Not saying native people are ugly, but I'm just saying that according to modern beauty standards, it seems like the people have to be mixed with some sort of European on this side of the world. Now, he said, don't sleep on gifts and milfs. I don't sleep on milf. I just got done. Jason and I are working on the gym for a little. I didn't waste no time. I walked up to the chick that I said had the veneers. I got her Instagram. And I didn't ask for her number because she acted like I was interrupting her workout. So whatever. It was some more chicks walked in. Yeah, I approached like 4 chicks in the same gym. I didn't give a fuck who saw me approach. I don't care if the chick that just saw me approach this one saw me approach this one as well. I didn't give a fuck because we've been on a beauty drought. We ain't been on a drought like we ain't been getting nothing, but we ain't been seeing what we wanted to see. So when I got up in this gym, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take it all in. So I shot as many shots as it would make sense without me looking thirsty. And I went on a date with one of those shots, and we took a shot back to the crib right before this live stream because I had to. But I'm not going to talk about that one too much. Now, he said, imagine also starts wearing a red polo with a stretched out collar. Never. Before that, met a few women here and there in Bolivia. There was a chick working at a restaurant, right? I'm gonna tell you guys a story. There was a chick working at a restaurant. I walk by, the people in Bolivia usually they don't want to look at you. They don't want to, they want to avoid eye contact. They don't like to speak to people here. But I walk past this restaurant and there is a server or a hostess or whatever she was giving me a strong choosing signal. She's giving me the strong eye, like, you know, the you can't, she's not looking at everybody that walks past like that. And that's the mindset you guys got to have when we're talking about choosing signals. Some dudes say, oh, women that send choosing signals send everybody choosing signals. Shut your stupid ass up. That shit don't even make sense. Do you like every fucking woman that walks past you? Anyway, before we get into cussing people out, she gave me a look. So I did the wave that I told you guys to do. I did the wave. She waved back. I was like, I asked Jason, I was like, what do you think? This is why you got to have a wingman. I was like, what do you think? He's like, yeah, go ahead. So I went over there and I talked to her. She was with two of her other friends. Luckily, they were not cock blockers. They walked away. When I was in Paraguay, I approached a woman while she was with a group of her friends that were all couples, and they sat there and watched me like a hawk the entire time. That shit threw off my game. I don't like people like that. But these people, I like them because they walked off. He said that's not a choosing signal, it's because you're different. This chick was damn near my skin color. We weren't that different from each other. A choosing signal is a choosing signal. It wasn't a go away signal. It was definitely a choosing signal. So I go over there and I told her we introduced ourselves to each other, and she's just smiling, smiling, smiling the entire time, just giving me ear to ear smiles and eye contact and laughing. And so I got her number. I went and sat down and ate at her restaurant anyway. While I'm sitting down at the restaurant, she's literally sitting there texting me like, "Oh, it was so nice to meet you. It was so nice to meet you." And I was like, "Yeah, so what you doing late?" I could feel her energy so strong. When she came over to the table, I asked her, you know, like, "So what are you doing later on today?" Yeah, I don't know why people are saying we delete comments. We don't delete comments. I don't. You guys aren't offending me. I'm not even paying attention to y'all. He said if you got to be A1. If your game is sharp, nobody can throw your game off. I call bullshit on that. Like it doesn't like because that goes from being game to being to trying to be some pickup artist. Because now it goes from being natural, like oh you and her just talking one on one, to now feeling like you've been put on the world stage and 500 people in the crowd just watching. Because it was really like 7 or 8 of her friends when we were in Paraguay just watching me talk to her, and they were close enough where they could hear. So I'm looking back at them like, can y'all mind your own fucking business? Like I'm trying now. I'm overthinking like shit. Let me make sure I say the right thing. I can't just ask her how she doing, where she from, you know, what she drinking, because you motherfuckers is listening. Like y'all ain't y'all like married and shit? Y'all act like this is y'all first interaction. Can't stand that shit. So anyway, she was like, "Oh no, I'm free." I was like, "Yeah, well, I want to see you later. I want to get to know you. I don't want to get to know her. I was like, I just want to spend some time with you later and get to know you a little better." Yes, that's what I was trying to say. Get to know you a little better. So she agreed. The entire time she's working, she's just sitting over there in the corner, just smiling and laughing. And Jason's like, "Wow, she's really attracted to you." And I was like, "Yeah, I know. I'm gonna fuck her today. Watch, I'll tell you." But I can, you can always tell. So I went to this place called Dr. Peepers. He said, "Don't expect his one night stands will be here on his channel." What do you mean? Doc, we went to this place called Dr. Peepers, which was like a bar where, or yeah, it was like a bar where there was a decent amount of beautiful women, not that many, but it's better. Honestly, if you guys are looking for women in Santa Cruz, you need to go to. It's not even beautiful women at the mall like that. Like there's like a handful, like of chicks that look like what you would see in Brazil. Like yeah, you might see two the entire time you're in there. Versus if you go to Brazil or Paraguay or Uruguay or Chile, you can see 10 of them, 15 of them in 1 hour at the mall that are like 8 and up. So we did that. Uh, we went to that place. I went to that place by myself. Jason was on a date. She's like, "Yeah, I'm ready." So she took me over to, she told me to go to this place that was around the corner, walking distance. And she's like, "Yeah, it's a club upstairs that I want to meet you at." It really wasn't a club, it was more so like a lounge. And I go in there and all I see is the entrance to a restaurant. And I'm like, "What the hell is this? Like, this just looks like a restaurant." So I was like, maybe it's up the stairs. So I walked up the stairs. It's like midnight, 12:30 a.m., somewhere around there. I'm going into a restaurant. The front door is wide open. There's not even a front door, it's just an entrance. And let me turn off this chat because I'm getting distracted. It's just like an entrance. And when you walk in there, I see all these chairs flipped over like the restaurant is closed because it is. So I walked into the kitchen of the restaurant. I'm like, "Where the hell is this place at?" So I texted her like, "Hey, is this the right place?" She's like, "Yeah, it's the right location." I was like, "Well, I don't see, I can hear the music, but I don't see how you get in there. But I can hear it that it's above me, but I don't see how you get in there." So I walked outside, walked around the block, didn't see a way to get in there. She showed up and she just still so smiley and laughing and giving me a hug. She has like this very, very cute um, accent, a very cute native Spanish speaking sounding accent that sounds very, 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 very cute, right? I loved it. It gave my blood rushing. So we went up. She's like, "Yeah, it's up here." She called somebody. I was like, "Hey, how do we get in here?" She went upstairs. And so I was thinking, okay, it's 12:30 at night. I just met this chick today. She's taking me to a club where we can't find the entrance, but she needs to call some guy. So I got my WhatsApp group chat and I sent it to everybody like, "Hey, if this motherfucker kidnaps me, this is her number. This is what she looked like." And so she saw that. She's like, "No, relax. It's not that serious. It's it's a speakeasy." I was like, "Oh, okay, that's why it's hidden." So there's a Coke machine, a Pepsi machine right behind us, and then you just pull open the Pepsi machine, and the entire staircase to the entrance of the club was there. So it was like a real speakeasy, like somewhere you had to find. So we go up in there, and we're like the only ones in there. There's just like another couple in there. We went there, we sat down, and the entire time she ran her mouth. She ran her mouth the entire time, which was a shocker because every time Jason and I walked up to women here, they would just walk right past you. "Hey, how are you doing?" They just walk right past you. So I'm like, okay, there's something different about her. Why are you acknowledging me and being so energetic? And then I found out her grandfather is like half Brazilian. It's not half Brazilian. He's Brazilian. So it made sense. Oh, well, that genetic of being open. And I noticed the people here that are actually talking to you are other foreigners, or there's somebody mixed with Brazilian, or there's a Bolivian that speaks English. The Bolivians that we've been seeing here don't want to fuck with you for the most part. Like that's just what it is. Like they're not gonna talk to you. And I've spoken to some Bolivians here. Like I was on a date a minute ago. I spoke to a Bolivian. She told me, yes, that's just the culture here. People are very shut off. And she said the reason people aren't speaking to you is because here in Bolivia, people don't just walk up to people and say, hey, how are you doing? And somebody in the comments at home right now, oh, see, I told you that's the culture. It may be the culture. That don't sound like that's a fucking great culture to meet new. Like, how easy? It's not easy to meet people when you're going somewhere where it's taboo to walk up and say, "Hey, how are you doing?" But if you like it, I love it. I mean, I don't love it. I mean, you love it. I don't like it, but it is what it is. Let me read a couple of these chats. Pablo is a new member. Thank you very much for joining the member, and it's on Patreon now. Thank you very much. You guys, we have got no super chats. We have got no super chats. Somebody said it's a safety thing, and we were talking to some people here too. They was like, it used to be a lot of crime here, so people don't, they don't really, talk to strangers like that. Like they're like, oh, I don't know you. Like, why are you talking to me? That's not a good excuse. That's really not a good excuse because there's a lot of crime in Rio. There's a lot of crime in Salvador, and those people speak just fine. I mean, is that really a good excuse? Oh, there's crime here. There's crime in Chicago. There's crime in New York. There's crime in Dallas. If I walked to somebody walking down the street in Dallas and said, "Hey, how are you doing?" They would speak back. These people literally just walk right past you like you didn't say nothing. So safety's not gonna work. That's not a good. People said, and people were trying to say, "Oh, it's because it's not your Spanish, motherfucker." Spanish, it's only one way to say "Hola, cómo estás." You can't fuck that up. So it's not my goddamn Spanish. Get out of here with that bullshit. It's just rude. Another excuse. You had a certain standard. That's an excuse. That's an excuse. That's an excuse. Why do we try to make excuses for bullshit? And it's not because I'm black, because Jason is with me and I'm seeing the same thing happen to him and he's saying the same thing. They just don't talk. They don't even talk to each other like that. Stop being victims. It's not about being black. He expect a country of women entertainment. No, this is people in general. Even the Uber drivers don't talk to you. Like I got in my Uber this morning to go to the gym, and I said, "Hey, how are you?" When I got in the Uber, she said, "Give me the PIN code." Because when you get in the Ubers here, the Uber asks for you to enter in a PIN code every time you get in the Uber. I said, "Hey, how are you?" She said, "Give me the PIN code." I was like, you know what? I'm used to it at this point. I asked how you was doing, and you just got straight to business. Like, damn. In Brazil, you got to tell them to stop talking to you. In Paraguay, you got to tell them stop. You got to tell the Uber driver, just leave me the fuck alone. So anyway, we got a bunch of dumbasses in the comments that ain't never been nowhere. So anyway, we're sitting down talking, and she's asking me about myself. I'm getting to know her. She's getting to know me. She taking off her jacket and shit, rubbing on my arm. I'm telling you, it's the Brazilian in her blood. I'm telling you, it's the Brazilian in her blood. That's not. I don't think that's a Bolivian experience. I think that's Brazilian. It's got to be. Something about Brazilian DNA is there's a social structure in their DNA. It just really is. Long story short, she starts drinking out of my drink through the straw, and then she hands me back the straw to drink out of it. And then she drank out of it again. She handed me back. I was like, oh, I know she wanted me to kiss her. That's why she keep going back. So I kissed her, and she was kissing me like she was just waiting and waiting for her whole career to kiss me. She sat on my lap and just leaned all the way in and was your boy was rock solid too. She leaned all the way in, and I was just like, yeah, okay. So I was like, okay, I know where she gonna be spending the night with me tonight. We went to another club. She wants to hold my hand in front of everybody. She wants to kiss. She wants to do everything. He said, sounds like the States. That's what Jason and I said. It is kind of like the States when it comes to like them not want to talk to nobody. So y'all are trolls. So anyway, we went and hung out, and I asked her after a certain, it was like maybe 2 a.m. I was like, so you going back with me? And she turned around quick, like, yeah, yeah, like, yeah. She was saying C, but yeah, C. We went back, and it went from there. And that was one of the best times I had in Bolivia. Matter of fact, one of the only times. I only was with two chicks, uh, two or three chicks I've met. So the next one, I was at the gym this morning, the new gym, and one of the chicks was just sitting there watching the room, and I'm like, okay, is she trying to get my attention or what? I was right. I be your boy. I'm a fucking hawk. I see this shit coming all the time. So she made up a story and was like, "Hey, I left my phone at home. Can I call it from your phone and make sure it's okay and nobody else has it? If somebody else has your phone, they're not gonna answer the phone." That was the first thing I'm thinking about. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead with this game she doing. So I was like, yeah, go ahead and call it. So I started sizing her up. People in my group chat see what she looked like. I started sizing her up, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I could. This is good for somebody to approach me. This usually women like this won't just approach you. So when she was typing her phone in, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna call you later too. And I threw that in there so she would know that I was interested. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna call you later too. And she laughed, and she's like, no, I really just need to check, see what's up with my phone. I was like, yeah, but I'm gonna call you anyway. I was like, you want me to call you? She's like, yeah. And then she sized me up. So I was like, yep, okay, I know what I'm doing today. Didn't speak to her no more at the gym. He said, how much did she cost? No, I left my camera at I left my camera. I'm taking my camera back to that gym tomorrow. So I text her like, hey, it was nice meeting you. What are you doing later today? She's like, I'm not doing nothing. How long are you in town? She said she was only in town for a few days. So since she's only in town for a few days, and I'm only in town for a few days, I'm like, okay, I know exactly what we about to be doing. We both two tourists. Now she was Bolivian too, but she was from another city. And I was like, okay, well let's meet for lunch. She's like, oh, I won't have time for lunch, but can we meet later on in the evening for dinner? Which it was still daylight. I hate, if you guys don't know, I hate going on dates at nighttime. My energy that I had at 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock was completely different than I have right now. So I don't need to drink. Like if I go on dates at nighttime, I'll drink alcohol to loosen up. During the daytime, when it's sunlight, I don't need to loosen up. This whole drink date I went over her, I didn't need to drink anything. That's the way how I like it. I don't want to have to drink. And then if I'm in my right mind, so if she don't have the right vibe, I can just pay the bill and get the fuck away from her. I got to start doing that more often. Just start walking off on women when they vibe ain't right. So we met at this restaurant at my hotel. not my hotel, my apartment complex. There's a restaurant on the roof. All the roofs around here seem to have restaurants, at least most of them in this area. Strategic planning, because you don't want them to have that much time to think. Whenever I'm on a date and I want to smash, if I haven't smashed already, I need to be as close as I can to my house. I told you guys in the Chile memoir that the wine bar that I took the Dutch chick to was right behind my apartment. That way, there's minimal time for her to change her mind. I need her to stay in the same frame of mind. So we went up to the restaurant. Well, I had to go pick her up in the Uber, and then we came back. We went up to the restaurant, and we sat down and talked. The energy was right the entire time. The energy was right. She didn't even drink alcohol. We didn't even eat nothing the entire time. We both just drank water only, and there was not a silent moment. Because we were not drinking alcohol, because usually when women drink alcohol, they'll start, when it starts to hit them, they'll start to loosen up and they'll want to fuck. So they'll start getting close to you or kissing on you and leaning on you. She was sober, so that really wasn't happening. So I just got to a point and I was like, hey, look, I saw your Instagram, because her Instagram had some interesting photos on there. So I was like, hey, I saw your Instagram. I like what I saw. And she's like, yeah. I was like, do you do that to make you, like, were you trying to make my mind curious when you see Instagram? She was like, curious about what? We went back and forth because she acted like she didn't know what I was talking about. So I said, look, I want to fuck you. And she got nervous. She said it made her nervous when I said that. And I was like, why are you nervous? Because I don't know you. Uh, I don't really know what that was supposed to mean. I know we don't know each other. But I told her, I'd tell her, look, I want to fuck you. Like I saw your Instagram, I saw the milk jugs, and I want some for myself. We're both tourists. So I was like, she was like, okay, that's interesting. I was like, what's interesting about that? She was like, why would you want to fuck me? I was like, who the hell says that? Like I said, is there some sort of disadvantage to wanting to having sex with you? Like, is there something I don't know about that I need to know about? She's like, no, I'm just asking. So okay. I said, repeat this. I said, tell me that you want to fuck me. She's like, okay, I want to fuck you. I was like, but why would you want to do that? Why would you want to have sex with me? Why would you want to do that? And I was like, you see how crazy that shit sound to ask somebody that? Like, I don't even know how to answer that question. Why would I want to fuck you? Because I got male hormones and a penis. Like, I mean, they work together. And I got eyeballs to show me what I'm looking at, and I like what I'm looking at, god damn it. So for some reason, my mind body connection has gotten extremely strong. While we're talking about sex, she's like, oh, are you, she asked me how big my dick was. Right? But she said some sort of phrase that I've never heard. I haven't even heard an American say that. But she said some sort of phrase to beat around the bush and say it. I like, ain't nobody never told me I had no little dick, but okay. And so I was like, shit, we sitting right here. You can examine my shit. And I told her, I said, the blood is already rushing. My muscles are starting. I was at the gym earlier. My muscles are starting to shrink because you got the blood rushing to my dick. I didn't say all that. I just told her the blood was rushing to the dick. I did say all that. I did say all that. I actually did say all that. Yeah. My muscles are getting stronger because the blood is rushing to one place. So I grabbed her hand and I put it on my pants. Let me read this chat before I finish this story. He said also responded, it said like 2.5. No, we wasn't arguing. So I didn't I put her hand on my pants because she asked me before, like, oh, what if your dick is too big? What if it hurts me? I was like, don't worry, I'm gonna be listening to the feedback. I'm gonna pay attention to the body language, and the feedback. I was about to say something crazy, but I'm not. But I'm gonna pay attention to what I need to pay attention to. And so I let her grab it, and then she's just taunting like rubbing, like I'm like, shit. Why the fuck did you order food? I'm ready to go downstairs now. Cause she was like, oh, so where's your place at? I was like, I'll stay here. I told her, I said, I had this whole shit plan that I already knew we was gonna do this. That's why I picked the restaurant above my apartment. So I stay on this floor. She is like, okay, well, they need to bring the food before I change my mind. I was like, you're not changing your mind. The plans are set. You said you about to leave to go back out of town. You finna get fucked. Like I know what you want. Like this is already understood. And we went downstairs. So he said, bro, sounds so country. I'm telling you guys yeah, she spoke English. She spoke damn near perfect English too. That's the one I went on a date with. The one that spoke perfect English and the other one that had a Brazilian grandfather. The ones that's 100% Bolivian, they're busy putting up a defense mechanism, I guess. Like this chick didn't have a defense mechanism. The one that I met at the restaurant did not have a defense mechanism. I don't know how you can reproduce, a race with that defense mechanism. It's hard to meet people when people give the don't fuck with me energy. How can you meet new people? He said also, no, I ain't gonna show no pictures. Even though I didn't say her name or nothing like that, even though I didn't say her name, uh, she speaks perfect English. And last thing I want her to do is watch this video and be on my ass because I talked about how she had my blood rushing. I would love to show y'all, but sometimes you got to keep it. Sometimes you got to keep it. He said, "Be careful with what you're saying." I mean, if you guys are in the group chat, you seen you seen who I'm talking about. I don't mind. I don't mind showing my close friends, but putting it online, like I learned my lessons. I learned my lessons when I first started my YouTube. When I was telling you guys, oh yeah, I met all these chicks in Brazil, and people was like, yeah, let me let me show y'all the art of will. She's not in the video. Um, because I met her today and I didn't have my camera at all with me today. And I was like, yeah, let me show y'all these women I met. Somebody literally went. I don't know how they did it. They went and screenshotted every picture of the chick I put. And then they went to my Instagram to see if I was following them. They went out their way to do this and messaged every single one of them. Is like, this guy's calling you a prostitute. This guy's calling you a prostitute. So if a chick is not in my vlog, I'm not going to put her on YouTube. He said barefoot and jeans is giving serial killer vibes. uh yeah, the dude was like a loser. But I wouldn't show her anyway. I'll just talk about it, but you notice I'm not saying her name. I didn't tell y'all what she looks like, so she can't say nothing. I could be talking about somebody else. I could have slept with 2 chicks today. I mean, that's not what happened, but I could have. But I can talk about it. So, if you guys would like for me to react to a video, yeah, that was done in Brazil. And that's why when I do my vlogs now, I feel way better when I just walk down the street and I'm saying, "Hey, I have a YouTube channel. Can you say hi to the cameras for my vlog?" I have no connection. She can't come back later on and say, "Oh, he said I didn't say nothing about you. All you said was hi to the video. I told you what it was. I don't even fucking know you." It's different whenever I know the chick and then I put them on video because now they have some history with me and they have some leverage that try to actually backtrack. I got Jason smoking cigars. Jason's hooked on the cigars now. We're gonna smoke one for the show. Cause you already know. He said, "Be careful, you're getting bigger, you're more of a target." They already got me. They got me alone. They got me last year. They got me 13 months ago. That they but they can't get me for nothing now. What I can't get online and just talk about they just it's not like I went into detail about the sex. I didn't even say we had sex. I just said we went back to the room. We could have went back to the room and held hands. We could have held hands and watched TV. I never said we had sex. They can't say nothing about me. We got plenty of people buying the digital nomad. We got somebody else bought the book. Thank you very much. Jason said the story was starting to get good now. Generation Brand X says those calling Cap find his story unbelievable due to their own insecurities of women and a lack of success. Yes. Thank you very much for that $5 super chat. And we got another super chat from Good Info for me to not go to Bolivia. Like I said, thank you for the super chat. Like I said in the video that I upload today, I'm not telling you guys not to come here. I just make these videos so you guys will know what to expect. This is a nice city. There's stuff to do in the city. Um, I could stay here for an extended period of time. Would I choose to? At this moment, probably not. Well, actually, at this moment, I could. 5 days ago, the answer was absolutely no. But at this moment, I probably could. Wouldn't choose to though, but I could. But let me complete my 10 days here in Santa Cruz, and I will tell you guys what's really going on. I'm gonna be fair. Wait until I'm done. Somebody else has bought the book. Thank you very much. See, I like these better than super chat. I love super chats, but I like when people buy the book because people can read the book. The next one is I am celebrating the release of Passport Bros, Passport Incorporated, a dark comedy about American dating, the book. You should do forward for the sequel. I would love to do that. Shoot me an email and we can talk about it very much for the 10. The audio format for your books is legit. You should do an audio memoir for every country you visit. Also, the Awesome Halloween Patreon is set up nice, and I am shocked it is only $4. Thank you very much for valuing the book and the Patreon. Now, I just hired a girl to do my emails, and I need to get a video editor. And if you're American, don't contact me because I can't pay you an American salary. Like I need to pay a Kenyan or a Vietnamese or a Filipino salary. I need cheap, like less than $500 a month. If I can get somebody to edit my videos, do my emails, and hell, even post, and all I do is record, I can write more books because my job is just to create content, not to edit content, not to post content, just to create. Because I'm getting to a point where my success is being maximized. My success is being maximized because not maximized, minimized, or it's being plateaued because I cannot do everything by myself. If you guys are wondering how I'm smoking inside, I got the windows right here. The windows open. But yeah, I would love to do one for Bolivia. This will be a good one. I have not been taking notes because it's hard to be somewhere. I'm making excuses, but well, I'll be able to go back and write about it. Thank you for the super chat. Bolivia might not be one. Colombia may be one, and maybe the next country. But I should do one about Bolivia. How does your beard have dial-up connection? I don't know. Thank you very much for the super chat. Noisy MacBook. Hire a team from Upwork. I didn't even think about that. I forgot about Upwork. He said $500 a month is too much, depending on where you at. American video editors want $30 a video. I post a video every day, or I want to post a video every day, like I've been doing. That's $900. So $500. The thing is, $500 is decent. If somebody told me they would edit all my videos for $500 a month, I would do it. What steak was I eating? So I found the people on Fiverr bullshit too much. I guess I got to look for a video editor. How long are the videos? The videos is usually like 20 minutes to an hour of raw footage, but I don't like my videos to be more than 25 minutes. It takes me about 1 to 2 hours to edit my videos. But I tried to hire some people in the Philippines, and they were like, "Oh, for video editors, it's like $12 an hour." I was like, "What the fuck? You can live in America for that price, damn near." I'm y'all. See, y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. I mean, I'm not dumb now. I've been to the Philippines. I got other YouTubers telling me how much they pay y'all. You told me $12 an hour? But yeah, I do Upwork. I go to Upwork and look for some people. Yeah, they crazy for charging that much. But yeah, if you guys would like for me to react to a video while we're still alive, leave a comment. JBCBBA said, "I don't see the problem with shy girls. Passport bros have been complaining about loud and obnoxious. This should be a perfect match." Uh, it's not black and white. You know, there's some women who are just approachable and sociable. It doesn't mean that they are screaming all across the room. I just don't like shy women where, oh, she's so shy to the point where she's not even going to talk to you. Like, who the fuck wants to deal with that? Not me. Yeah, if she's so shy to the point where she's not going to talk to me, she can stay where she's at because that's what she's going to do. I'm not going to get to fuck with her anyway. I don't like that kind of shy. I mean, I shy is cute whenever it's like, oh, like, you know, she's nervous, or you know, she kind, it's kind of hard for her to make eye contact with you, but just straight up ignore me, that's not shy. Point me to the hood bitches, man. They not shy. How is Jason's dating experience in Bolivia? I would say Jason's dating experience is better. Jason has been on more dates than I have. The chicks that Jason has been with, uh, well, hell, I've only met 2 or 3 chicks. I mean, I've met more, but I've only like gotten somewhere with 2 or 3 of them. The chicks that he's went on dates with have been on average more attractive compared to mine. They like more white guys more out there. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that is the race thing. I mean, it could be, They said they want to whiten up their population. It's taking them a long time to do that. That's I mean, the colonists left a long time ago. Why is it that I don't think they want to whiten up the population too much. I'm always gonna keep it 100. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, if you guys think it's a race thing, so be it. How do I decide what country I'm going to next? Coin flip, basically. So guys, I want to show you guys something. I did a Tinder swipe on Guyana, and I'm gonna pull it up so you guys can see. I did a Tinder swipe on Guyana. They actually got some good looking chicks. It's just too expensive. Yeah, Guyana was too expensive. I'm not going right now. They got a lot of sisters out there, a lot of Nigerian descent. You can look at them. I've been to West Africa. I didn't go to Nigeria, but since I went to West Africa, I can see the difference. You got two chicks. One is telling you to call a friend or they're both leaving. Who would you call? Jason, Floyd, and Fred is in town. Who are you calling? This is an asshole. This dude is an asshole, man. He put me in a bad position. But I'm gonna give a good answer. I'm gonna give a good answer. I'm gonna go with Jason because Jason is a new character on the show. Jason is a new character on the show. See, Fred and I, we didn't already tag team. We didn't already got chicks double dates. We didn't Fred and I, we didn't put in the work. Floyd and I done put in the work. It's Jason's turn. He said that's the reason. Thanks for the super chat. So let me connect the phone. Hey, while y'all on the website, man, y'all getting a free guide, but I need y'all to buy the book. Buy the book. Listen to the book. I want you guys to listen to the book so that way we know if I need to, because I'm only gonna keep making memoirs if you guys keep buying. And if I got your phone number tomorrow, you'll be getting a text, a mass text from me, and I'm gonna tell you guys you need to buy the book. I'm gonna post it again tomorrow. We're gonna get this book read. It's audio. There's no excuse this time. You don't have to dedicate time to actually sit there and pay attention to it. You just listen to it while you're driving, working out, cleaning the house. That's all you got to do. So this Tinder is very African like in Guyana. Hold on. Why is it not doing the screen? Oh yeah, I'm trying to get it to go. Oh, I don't have it plugged into my computer. My bad. That cigar hitting shit. What's going on with my other merchandise? I'm not really focused on selling clothes. Like those clothes are there for you to buy. Some people have bought the clothes before, but I'm more concerned about you buying guys' documents because that's I've done all this traveling around the world to get documents, documentation. I'm doing research. I know it be sounding like I'm playing, but I'm really doing this is really research. Is my post on Patreon? Yes, it is. Everything is on Patreon, man. Oh, yeah, I post on Patreon twice today. I still post on Patreon. I got to. Oh, I'm trying to share a window. The cigar line will be coming whenever I go to what you call it? Yeah, we're gonna get a South American necklace too. So let me add this to the screen because it's not. So this is Guyana. Hold on. They're not showing me the good ones like they were earlier. I give her a swipe for the first photo. Looking for business, meeting new people, going out for fun and more. Smiley face, money face, kissy face, peach, and eggplant. So, I guess that's what y'all want. Ooh, this Tinder getting ratchet. I take my word back. It's getting ratchet. It was, I guess the first 20 chicks they showed me was the best they had. That's not even the same person. What the hell? Well, okay. Different city. Let's look at Guyana. That's Guyana. He said, "You know, you want to swipe right? Hell no." Noisy MacBook spending another. You gotta send me $100, man. Yeah. He said Guyana has a lot of oil. We're not talking about oil right now, though. So let's go to a different city. Let's go to Panama City, man. I've been curious. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, look at them thighs. God damn. Now that's the gym. I like that gym life. Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and give her a super like. Mm. Now I need to see some Afro Latinas. I've been seeing. I've been around the mestizas for a long time now, since November. Woo! Okay, all day. You know which way. I'm gonna take these matches back to Paraguay. These motherfuckers get hot. Well, well, well. Would you look at that? Next stop is Panama. Next stop is Panama. He said, Austin, just go to Brazil. We'll donate to a bail to get you out. He said Bolivia's tender. We got a $50 super chat from Trey Trey. What's up, bro? Keep up the great content. I'm a huge supporter because you really young and doing big things. I'm 22 from Miami and trying to experience overseas for the first time for my birthday. Any advice on how to move while out of the country? You just gave me another idea for a document that I should make for the digital nomad thing. Hey, you need the same street smarts that you have in the States. If you're not street smart in the States, you will not be street. You will be at high risk wherever you got. I mean, wherever you go. Most of these places you cannot walk around with your phone in your hand because there's people on motorcycles that'll roll up and snatch the phone. Something that we're not really used to back home. It can happen back home, but we never. I never walked down the street wondering if somebody was going to snatch my phone out of my hand, uh, like I have abroad. Now, if you would really, really like to learn how to move abroad, you can first join my Patreon. That's only $4 a month. And if that's not enough information, you can buy a travel guide to whatever city you want to go to. If that's not information, you can pay for a consultation, speak with me directly. But start with the Patreon. That is the funnel. I'm not trying to force you guys into spending high ticket items to go straight to talking to me. But I make it as cheap. It's cheap. You should only make it to the consultation thing if you just really want to talk to me, or if you didn't find that information in any of those other three layers, two layers. Happy birthday in advance. Let's go back to the Tinder real quick. So we're gonna swipe right on that one. She gets a right swipe too. She gets a right swipe too. Let me tell you something. Those milk jugs are everything. They ain't gotta have them, but it's everything when they do have them. She get look now. Look at that. I want to see what y'all saying. What do y'all rate her in the comments? I'm talking about them thighs, man. I'm sorry I can't put it on the screen at the same time. They said a 7.5. Well, I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna tell you what I rate. Looking at the legs and the fact that her stomach looks like it's tight, because even though she has a jacket on, you can see on the other side of the jacket, like it don't look like she got no love handles or nothing like that. And looking at her neck, she don't look fat either. Now her face, so I give her body like a 9, but her face, I would say a 7. So I give her a 7.5 to 8 overall. Swipe right. Now that's a good first photo. She got on a bikini with some damn sneakers on, some socks. Uh oh. Tell Floyd we going to Panama. Ah. They said Panama was expensive. That body is a, maybe it ain't a 9, but that body is at least an 8. Maybe if she had some stronger looking thighs like that first chick that we swiped on, it'd be a 9. I know for some reason I can't. Let me try to unplug this phone. He said that body is 6. Hold on, let me try it again. Hold on. So while y'all busy leaving pussy on the table, I'll be in Panama City. Please let this work this time. Okay, let me try. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Oh, let me do the overlays for Gavin get on me. Overlay Gavin. Oh, that's right. I can't do it because I don't have that other. I need to re-download that document. Bro, skip Guyana and go to Panama and Puerto Rico. There's no intel in Puerto Rico. We need to see some baddies. We know they got them baddies in Puerto Rico, but I doubt there's got to be some intel for Puerto Rico. Have I ever done a Venezuelan Tinder swipe? Never thought about it. This is a good cigar. That's a Cuban y'all need to smoke. It got a fruity taste to it. Tastes like fruit. Thank you for the super chat. So, I mean, I don't know. Y'all tripping. Like, y'all wouldn't. This nigga said he hitting his Dominican. She got crazy. Hold on. I see what's the problem. Shit wasn't even going. I was swiping. It wasn't even fucking showing y'all. Hold on. Shit's annoying, man. Okay. Let me go back. So this is a chick right here. You know, what would y'all rate her? That cigar got a good taste to it. A six? Y'all see, y'all gotta be that's how I know y'all in the United States. I don't think it's a six. She a eight. No full body. Her dad was an expat. I give this an eight. They said they need some color. Bro, I've been in the south of South America for 4 months. I want the Afro Latinas too. But I mean that when by the time I got to Uruguay, that was already gone. Ain't there's not I can count on one hand how many Afro Latinas I've seen in between Uruguay, Paraguay, and Buenos Aires. And here, this is a Colombian. I tell you what country they got the worst Tinder is yeah, girls women don't really get their full body shape until they're about 24. Yeah. That's when they feel all the way. Same way like I'm about to be 25 in 3 months. And my muscles are just now starting to actually look grown. Like I've always looked like an adult, but now like my shoulders are starting the way how did my shoulders look and my everything is starting to look more adult. That's why whenever I look at dudes online, I'm like, man, how did he get his shoulders like that? I have to always think I can't compare myself. If I was 30, then yeah, but I can't compare myself to grown men when their body is fully mature. I was bigger. Yeah, I was bigger, but I was fat. it wasn't so it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't fat, but it was yeah. I had a higher fat percentage, but it wasn't like now. I'm like lean now. Like if you look at my arms now it's lean. You know, you can see my abs now and shit. I didn't have no six pack before. I weigh about I weigh about 178 or something like that. What oh yes, sir. Yikes. Y'all can't say shit about that one. That's good weight for your height. Are you on some kind of diet? Um, I uh I only eat meat right after a workout. So like chicken or beef or chicken and beef with no sides. And then at night I eat a full meal. Like I'll eat something with carbs. Which it may sound backwards, but I don't eat it right before I go to sleep. I don't do that. Oh, hold on. I told you about the milk jugs, man. The next time y'all talk to an American chicken, and I want y'all to give them some payback. Whenever they say, "Oh, look at your guns, look at your guns," just say, "Oh yeah, don't objectify me. I don't like being objectified," so they can hear how crazy they sound. All right, this is too sexual for me because we know what that is. This one too. That one too. And now we're going down the drain. I mean, she's not down the drain, but we're just not. Now I'm gonna tell you who had the best Tinder was Denmark. Denmark, Norway, Sweden, and Finland. I don't know what it is about those women up there, but when we you guys remember when we were on Tinder, it damn near wasn't an ugly chick. Like all those chicks seemed like they were like apes. Go to Peru. Met one here in Miami, and she was a baddie. Knew how to listen and wasn't too annoying. I've heard. We'll look it up. We'll look it up right now. Actually, yeah, we going to Panama, man. It seemed like we going to Panama. She all right. No black chicks, but the reason I only eat meat after a workout is because it helps burn fat. If you've ever only ate steak or if you've only ate chicken by itself, you notice it didn't last long. It probably felt like it just ran straight through you. But the thing is, you just worked out, so all the protein from the meat will go directly to your muscles. It'll go in your blood and then go to your muscles. Um, so it'll be good for the recovery and all that. And it'll I notice I look a lot more swollen. And the reason you look more swollen is because that builds up your testosterone fast. Doing a carnivore diet builds up your testosterone fast. You can look it up. He said bro science. Look it up. So if you do that, but the thing is you cannot just only eat meat. You could probably do that twice a day for a week. And then after that, you'll start getting stressed because you'll get tired of being, especially if you like me, you take pre-workout, you'll get tired of being hungry all the time. But only eating beef, chicken, fish after the workout keeps you try it. It keeps your mind clear. Because if you guys have ever ate a big hearty meal like with a lot of carbs and stuff like that, your mind won't be as clear because it slows you down. Try it. Try it tomorrow or whenever. Let's do a new location. Let's go to Lima, Peru. I don't win on Tinder. You guys can see my stuff. I literally just use Tinder just to do this with you guys. Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like. So today I was in the mall today and with Jason, and we were downstairs, and it was this chick, this beautiful chick upstairs in a on the second floor in a white dress. And then from a distance, it looked like, huh, she's looking in my direction. What did I do? I waved. See, a lot of y'all would have just looked and you would have passed it up. So I was like, let me see. I waved and I smiled. And she went like this, like she was like, oh, and she's waved back. So I waved again. And she did like that again. And so I raised my phone up and I would like, to signal like, and she was like, come up here. I was like, oh, that wave, the wave does everything. The dating coaches have failed you guys by not telling you guys about the wave. Long story short, I had ate a full T-bone steak, ribeye steak, and two or three chicken breasts and a big salad because I didn't want to do the carnivore by itself, but I ate a big salad. I was slow and I was bloated. I went up there and I didn't know Spanish or Portuguese when I got in her face. I wasn't nervous, but I was just like slow. I was like, ah, ah. And she was like, ah. I knew when I walked off, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna see her again. Yeah, I'm getting swole. Thank you, man. Um, I text her and she asked me, hey, how are you doing? And I just said, fuck it. I'm gonna use my clout. What's your Instagram? I'm gonna follow you. She ain't text me back. She ain't gonna text me back. That was like 12 hours ago. Well, that was like 6, 7 hours ago. What does that mean if she kicks her leg to the right? I don't know. That's the leg she wants you to grab, I guess. Do I supplement at all? No, I don't use the only supplements I use is pre-workout. I don't take protein. You don't need protein if you're doing a carnivore diet. Um, I don't take BCAs. I'm gonna tell you guys. Whenever I was in Texas, when I was 21, I was on the emotional roller coaster. I cannot keep my emotions right. I cannot keep my emotions right, and that's because I was taking pre-workout, BCAs, and I was taking a mass gainer protein. All that shit I was putting in my body, I would be happy, happy, happy. And then an hour later, I would be suicidal. Not literally, but I'm just saying how sad I would be. Then I'd be happy. Then I'd be suicidal. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with me? I stopped taking all that for like a month, and I literally had a feeling of ecstasy for that entire month. He said it was because you was watching porn. I was watching porn back then. I had to watch porn. When you working that hard, when you working out that hard, your build up builds up faster. So yeah, back then I was running a lot of chicks off. Back then I was running a lot of chicks off, not because they were American and they were just being, hard to deal with. It was literally because I couldn't keep my emotions right. And so they'd be like, oh, what the fuck is wrong with this dude? I never tried creatine. I didn't either. Yes, pornography does mess up your dopamine. Wow. Wow. Something about those milk jugs, man. I'm telling you. Wow. They said it's implants. I don't give a damn. I like implants too. I just don't like implanted asses. They can have fake breasts. That's fine. Fake breasts look good. It's just the fake asses that look bad. Like those usually they're usually dead giveaways. He said no difference between porn and looking at women. Bullshit. Dude, people have been looking at magazines of women for decades. Pornography definitely does something to your brain way different because it's more intense. It even makes um your expectations of sex unrealistic. You guys will go from watching regular porn to now you want to see her with two dudes. Then that doesn't work. So now you want to see four dudes with her. Like that's the danger. That's what porn would do. That's the dangers of porn. That's why it's different than looking at a magazine. But sometimes watching pornography is necessary. Like if you going on like a no fap, there's a certain time where no fap starts to work in reverse. Like you'll get all the benefits, like oh, super productive, high energy, high testosterone, confident. But try going 3 weeks without busting a nut. See how nice you are to people. Because whenever I do no fap and I'll go like past a week or let's say 10 days, that all that energy and motivation I had, I'll have so much buildup. My mind will actually go from being super clear and focused to crowded, where I'll be on my laptop trying to do three things. I'll be editing a video, then I'll be trying to type up a travel guide, and then I'll be trying to text somebody, and then I'm like, I just don't know what the hell I need to do. I'll be at the gym listening to music. I'm flipping through songs. None of the songs sound right because my mind is not clear. But what, yeah, like somebody said, you could do no fap whenever you want to reach your goals. Yes. For example, the chick that came over here, I told her like, hey, I got some work to do tomorrow. I want to do a live stream. Like, don't you're not gonna spend a night tonight because like if I keep having sex, I won't get shit done. Not because I'll be having sex, but because the more you constantly have sex, the more lethargic you'll be. You'll be too relaxed. That's been scientifically proven, and I don't need no science to prove that. I need experience to prove that. He said, "Wake up and buzz a nut." No, that's actually if you're gonna jack off, you need to do it at night. If you do it first, the work even when I have sex in the morning time, it's not the best idea. Now, if I do and I go back to sleep, yeah, I need that reset. But if you just get up and go, your energy's not the same. He said Austin ain't been to the doctor or the dentist in 7 years. I ain't been to the doctor for a checkup. I'd have been to the doctor, not for a checkup though. He said morning and night. Yeah, let's see what your success looks like. Like if you want to body build and build muscle fast, no fap is your friend. Like you should probably bust like once a week. Because when I do no fap, I notice I'll be in the gym like hitting that motherfucker. Like I'm strong. He said nothing wrong with a morning nut. That's how I know you're not dealing with no women. Because you wouldn't be saying that. Yeah, it is a good one. This is a Punch Habana. They got the Cuban cigars out here for like $6. And like somebody said, athletes, when they know they're about to have a game or a fight, they don't ejaculate. Like imagine this. Imagine if Mike Tyson or let's say Floyd Mayweather had sex or jacked off right before a fight. He would get his ass whooped. I'm telling you, he would get his ass whooped because you're too relaxed. You'll be kind of like you'll be kind of you become passive when you ejaculate all the time. The same reason, and this is like obvious, right? What happens when you have a male dog that's too aggressive or a bull? They cut the nuts off. And what do you know? He's not aggressive anymore. He doesn't bark as much. He doesn't want to bite everybody. We're mammals just like the dogs and the cows. Just like the cows. As a you notice whenever you're rude to people, or if a guy is just like very irritable, people will be like, "Oh, you need some pussy. Oh, you need to get laid." That's literally like saying like, "Hey, you got to build up in your balls." Like I took Mike Tyson off of that example because Mike Tyson was also snorting cocaine before his fight, so he's not a good example. That's why I switched to Floyd Mayweather. But I tell you this, all physical activity I do is always better when I've been like on semen retention. When I want to kill it at the gym, my best workouts have been whenever I had it when I've been on semen retention for like a week. If I'm having a lot of sex or I'm jacking off all the time, I go in there and I do basic workouts. When I do semen retention and I go to the gym, I'm sore after those workouts. I go easy on myself whenever I jack off a lot. Not saying if you jack off or if you have sex that's gonna kill you. It's when you do it frequently. He said it's all in your head. It literally is all in your head. Why are you trying to be smart? It literally is all in your head. You know why? Because that buildup is hormones. You know, the testosterone is made in your testicles. It only affects your mind because it's in your testicles to start with. Why you trying to be smart? Yeah, I've been doing research on this since I was like 13 because I observe the same way how I observe women in the room and I know when they want me and when they don't. Even if nobody else can see it, I can see it. I studied myself. Like, I noticed whenever, because when I was in high school, me and my homeboys, we would practice approaching women. I noticed whenever I drained myself consistently, when I would go up to a chick, I wouldn't be quick. I would be I wouldn't be my responses wouldn't be fast. Whenever I had that build up, I was quick. They'd be like, damn, this nigga got some charisma. He got some game. Because and it only makes sense, right? It's a mind-body connection. If you are always sexually satisfied, your brain is not gonna come up with clever shit to say to women to get in their pants because it's satisfied. If you're unsatisfied, you're not gonna be thinking. I mean, you're gonna be thinking of more ways to pursue. You can't convince me otherwise. It only makes sense. So if you want more women, stop jacking off so much. I mean, it's like this, right? Let's say you were in the ancient times and you were on the carnivore diet and you had a spirit and you needed to go hunt. Are you going to be more likely to kill your prey on a full stomach or an empty stomach? Big ass moth in here. If you're in an empty stomach, you going to kill something. If you on a full stomach, You'll be like, we'll get the next one because you already satisfied. The same reason rich people say never hold money. And I practice this too. Every single day, every single day, I invest in stuff. I have a certain amount of money come out daily for stocks, savings, and I just re-added crypto. I constantly turn off and on crypto. I just re-added that. That way, my bank account is always deducting. It's always deducting. So my bank account is getting shorter, 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 shorter. So whenever I check it, I'm like, oh shit, I'm getting closer to zero. Let me figure out something. But if you got $1 million in your account, you're more likely to be like, yes, some people might be like, oh, let me try to figure out how to turn to 2 million. But let's be realistic. The average person is gonna be like, oh, I'm good for another 6 months. I'm good for another two. You're satisfied. He said, "Were you on a full stomach when the Brazilian ran you out?" Nah, hell no, I couldn't eat shit. I was definitely on the empty stomach. I came up with new ideas fast. He said, "What does that have to do with jacking off?" Those are analogies. That's what it has to do with it. Cigar, I ain't properly lighting a cigar. Fuck. It's burning my damn hand. He said, make more content about investing. We will do that. My workout channel, I haven't been uploading because, again, I need a team. I'm working on building a team right now so I can have more free time to do that. Like I'll have a whole nother, I'll record my own workouts and I'll just talk about what I'm doing and I'll send it all to somebody to edit. I only want to get to the point where I'm only recording content. But guys, whenever I do get back to Mexico, when I'm working my way up, whenever I get to that area, I will stop by the states, Texas for a bit, for like a month, maybe a month, maybe 3 weeks. But you're right. Brazil was the only country that reacted. Like I've been to countries after. Like I never said nothing negative about Brazil. Yeah, that malt is back there. Uh, I've been to countries after Brazil, like Ghana, and I complained like a motherfucker about the women there. It went viral in Ghana. Never made the news. Never had people threatening my life. Never had people telling me leave. Well, I did have people telling me leave the country, but it never got to that same uh scale. So I don't know what that is in Brazil where they got that going on, but some people are even saying it's because I'm black. That's not true. I was in the Philippines and I complained about dating there. I complained about dating in Thailand. I think I even complained about hell, you know how many times Floyd done went off in these countries while he was with me? And that shit never happened. Only in Brazil that happened. And it only happened to me. So I don't know what that was about. He said, "What exactly did you say?" I really didn't say nothing. I had said what other people had been saying. And to be honest, the person that said something was another Brazilian that was in my video. She said that, not me. I asked her the question. Like I said, she was a local. Since she answered the question, I didn't think nothing was wrong with it. She said it's normal for people to kiss, which is true. I was like, okay, well, must not be nothing wrong with it. The local said it, and she turned her back on me. No, we're in Lima. I believe we're in Lima. Yeah. Venezuela. I don't know. They said the chicks in Peru were ugly, but I mean, these chicks don't look too ugly to me. Not really at all. What's the name of that city? Caracas? Fucking moth. Okay, we got too many damn bugs coming here. Hold on. Got him. Now it looks like it's cotton all on the wall. Venezuela got some beautiful women, don't they? God damn. After y'all smoke cigars, you gotta make sure y'all drink a lot of water. This shit dehydrates you. Damn. Damn. Venezuela is tied with Colombia for the place with the most baddies in South America. I could see. Like even she looked good. They's got pretty faces. And they got body too, but they faces. Sheesh. Yeah, we gonna have to sneak off to Venezuela. She even cute. Man. The first sister we got, and all damn near all her photos are what the hell is going on? She put some baby pictures on there. Damn, look at the background. He said you risking your lives when you can get a Latina in Jersey, Cali, or AZ. You are not risking your life going to Paraguay, Uruguay, Buenos Aires, Chile, or Bolivia, or Brazil or Colombia. You are not risking your life. Damn. Can you die in any of those countries? Yeah. But like that's all like that all depends on what you're doing. Why would I go get a Latina in Texas when it's gonna cost me fucking 4 or 5 times more to date her? And she's gonna be rude compared to the ones over here. Like they're not the same when they go to the States. Like I've dated Latinas in the States and they're nothing like the ones I've dated these past 4 months. He says still costs. It's gonna cost. Like no chick is free to date. It's just like, would you rather go on a date for 20 bucks or 200 bucks? Like you can take a chick to a 5-star restaurant in a lot of these countries and shit costs $20. Take a chick to a 5-star steakhouse in the States. Fuck. And by being in one of these other countries, I can literally get another passport. Like there's too many benefits of being outside the states. That's an old. I don't even know why we still people still talking about that. Fucking bugs, man. I even closed it. Now that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, the smoke. I've noticed that when I was in Paraguay and I would smoke my cigars at nighttime, bees would come fly up to my balcony. He said they're nice, but they're feminine. You talking about one country? that's commonly known to happen in. I was not worried about getting drugged when I was in Paraguay or Uruguay or Chile. Like I was not. It can happen, yes, but that's not that's not an issue. There's dudes that get drugged in Thailand. Like there's dudes that get drugged in the United States. Like most locals in these countries don't even want the heat that comes with hurting a tourist. My friend said that's why the tour most of the tourists that get harmed is always late at night somewhere that's secluded, which usually yeah. Or they're just dealing with a bottom feeder that they shouldn't be with in the beginning. Once this cigar is over, I'm gonna cut the live off though. I've been getting up at 6 and 7 every morning. My productivity has been high. Thanks for the super chat. Do you think Venezuela will ever be safe to travel? I've heard from Venezuelans whenever I was in Paraguay and Chile. They said that Caracas is a lot safer compared to what it used to be 3 years ago. Like, of course, it's just not safe overnight, but it's not like a no go zone anymore. Look at that background. Now that's a nice. That's a damn shame that that country looks that nice, and it was too dangerous for people to visit. It's like this black fucking oversized ant flying around the damn room. I got something for him. Now when he start flying, he's gonna crash. Look at him, it's working already. I should shut the door and hotbox his whole apartment. He won't survive that. When I was in Kenya, I would do that. If a mosquito flew in the room, if two or three mosquitoes would fly in the room, I would just shut the door. It's not an ant. It's like a I don't know what that shit is. Yeah, I'm saving y'all time and money because y'all could be finding out this information by yourself. Who else is participating in the Passport Bro documentary? I think I'm the only one. Me and Digital Bro Man. I think are the only people I know that's gonna be in it. Something ain't right. Well, yeah, something wasn't right about that one. Yeah, all the people I've talked to that's on the production team, none of them are black. Hold on. I give it a swipe. Swipe. Yes. Yes. Where are the Afro Venezuelans at? Where are all the Afro chicks on these? Why are we seeing no Afro chicks? They got them. Yes. Yes. Man, all the Afro chicks they showing us. let's put the Tinder on Salvador. That was in Venezuela. We on Salvador now though. Yeah. Yeah, this is Salvador Bahia, Brazil. I like that right there. Eh. The first picture was the best. I mean, this was the best. Then we slowly go down. Let's go to a different city in Brazil. Let's go to Florianopolis. He said he never knew what enchanted me with that city because Tinder ain't Brazil's Tinder usually doesn't know justice. Like again, if you go to the Tinder on Rio, it'll make you not want to go to Rio. If you go to Rio, you will not want to leave Rio. Boy, I tell you, them Brazilian women be knowing what they doing. It's that gym. Here's how y'all gotta look at the thing with Brazil. You gotta think about it like this. Imagine if I went viral the way how I went viral in Salvador. Imagine if that happened in New Orleans. Yes, in New Orleans, I may be notorious. But if I go to Seattle, yes, somebody might know, but the chances, you got to think about it, the United States has 330 million. Brazil has like 280, 290 million people. So it's a good analogy because the populations are very similar. This does look like a college dorm. Man, like look at her midsection. Like you could just tell they in the gym, man. I love that shit. Look like she got a German name. Y'all know the south of Brazil got a lot of Italians and Germans. It's more people with money in southern Brazil too. Like the chicks in southern Brazil are gonna have more going on. I'm on Tinder Gold. I ain't buying this shit again. She said it's crazy that you swiping on the black girls aren't pretty. Like the ones that I'm swiping on, they're not like in shape. Y'all can't say shit about me with oh you like white girls. Motherfucker, I was in Africa for 6 months. And really, look at them thighs. God damn. And the only reason I left was because I'm a YouTuber. Had I not been a YouTuber, like I would have not left. And that's a nice. Do you know how heavily I promoted like Africa? I had more African characters on my show than white women or Asian. Like there's been no South American character on my show. There's been no there's only been one Asian character on my show. Like the majority of the characters on my show were from Africa when we're talking about women. They say my audience don't like white chicks. I don't know. When I was in Europe, I don't know because if you go look at my most viewed video recently was from countries where there's white chicks. Like I did a date video about the date that I had in Romania. That video got like 170,000 views or some shit like that now. Uh, the video in Uruguay, the short that I posted in Paraguay. Like my audience definitely likes white chicks and black chicks. I have a diverse audience. I got some dudes that are ride and die. Asian women can't do no wrong. I got some of them. I got some dudes that like the European chicks and the white Latinas. I got some dudes that like the Kenyan chicks. Yeah, there's a such thing as a white Latina. I don't know why people deny that. Like if you've been down here, you can see there's three types of Latinas. Like there's Afro Latina, then there's like mestiza. Then there's just straight up white Latinas. Nah, that's something ain't right. Or they be in that gym. Now, what little bed is that behind her? Latin America is literally like South America. Like it's like being in the United States, just a southern version. You got diversity. That's why so many dudes like it. You can get all you want. Like if you want white chicks, you can get white chicks. If you want black chicks, you can get black chicks. If you want the mix, you got plenty of them running around. Yeah, like somebody said, Elon Musk is white, but he's African. Yeah, he's African by nationality, but yeah, he's white. He was just never mixed in. His family stayed with whites. It's not that hard to understand. No different than if I moved to uh, Paraguay and I found and I brought a black woman from some black country with me. They would be Paraguayan. They're just black. They're still just black. They just get Paraguayan by nationality. Yeah, yeah. Elon Musk is an African American. He's an African in America. Like somebody saying Namibia has white girls. Kenya has white women. There's white Kenya women. Most of them are old that I met, but there's white Kenya women. There's plenty of white women in South Africa. Which I realized those colonists, a lot of them did not leave. Like they're not a lot, but there's in some countries a lot of them stayed. That's how they maintain control in South Africa. She's pretty. I mean, look at Australians. They're not supposed to be white. Like the people that were naturally there were not white. They just colonized the shit out of Australia, the same way how they did the United States. The United States was not white. They just went in and wiped out all wiped out all the native, well, most of the natives, and put themselves there. And then brought slaves and mixed that in, and then brought hella immigrants from all over the world. So now it's a melting pot. But yeah, the reason I swiped left on the sisters that did pop up because they wasn't even if I put them in Kenya, like I would have swiped left on them. It wasn't the fact that they was black. I just would have swiped left on them either way it went. They could have been in Texas. I would have swiped left on them. I don't have to like her just because she black. What the hell? I never said they brought slaves to Australia. I was talking about the United States. They always end up talking about race and slavery. I'm just swiping on Florianopolis. Somehow they bringing up slaves and shit, and ain't nobody talking about that. Look at that tan. They said a white girl with a tan is the same as a black girl with a wig. No, it ain't. A white girl with a tan is a white girl with a tan. A tan is natural. A wig is not natural. You have to make those. If a white woman wants to, if 500 years ago, if a white woman wanted to go swimming at the beach, she would be a different color by the end of the day. That's not the same thing as a wig. You have to want a wig and go get a wig. It's not the same thing. Has anyone ever overseas ever asked if I was African? They most of the time in South America, they always ask if I'm Brazilian. They never ask if I'm African. They always ask if I'm Brazilian. But um, when I was in Europe, they asked if I was African. What makes zero sense? Well, them redheads be something else. I don't think I've ever been with a redhead girl. No, I haven't. In Asia, I think even in Asia, they thought I was African sometimes, but he said if the woman asked you to stop smoking, if the woman of your dreams asked you to stop smoking, would you? No. The woman of my dreams would not ask me that. Just like the American women say, take me as I am. He said, I love black women, but they're too narcissistic these days. Not the African ones. The African black women are normal. Like I never had problems from them. He said Africans don't have a specific look. Yes, the hell they do. You know an African when you see one. Like we don't look the same. Because you got to think African Americans from the United States, blacks from the United States. Like it's not even how we dress. We look different. Like me. Now you have some African Americans, you could tell that they had more slave descent. Mine was more Native American than it was some West African. I've seen my family tree on my mom's side and my dad's side. Most of them are Native American. Yeah. Like blacks from the States don't look like Kenyans. Blacks from the States don't look like Nigerians. Because Nigerians are pure African. Like we're diluted. He said, "You're not a Native American." Also, stop it. I've seen my family tree. I am more Native American than I am African. Now, if we want to talk about, so this is what I'm talking about. So West Africa, when I was in Ghana, those people did look like Black Americans. But again, there's two types of Black Americans. You have Black Americans that look like Native Americans, like that they more Native in their blood. Then you have Black Americans, you can tell that they have more African, Nigerian, or like Sierra Leone or whatever other slave country. You can tell. Like if you look at Floyd, Floyd looks more African than he does Native American. And that's not an insult. It just is what it is. My grandmother has Native American on both sides, and my grandfather on both sides. My great grandmother was French white. Like I don't have that much African in my blood like everybody else. Oh, that's a good one. Like Gucci Mane. Gucci Mane does not look Native American. He looks like his people came from Nigeria or somewhere like that. Lil Boosie does not look uh Native American. Like he looks more African. When you go to Africa, you can see people in Africa that look like people, like it was a person in every single African country that I was like, that looks exactly like that motherfucker I know from Dallas. I saw people in Rwanda that I saw three people in Rwanda that look fucking identical to people I went to high school with. So you have to travel around Africa to see the difference. When I was in Senegal, surprisingly, when I was in Senegal, I seen a woman that looked exactly like my mother. But I googled some tribes that was from the southern part of Florida, and I seen some women that looked exactly like my mother too. So you have to travel. Honestly, to be honest, you'll never know. You'll never know. But you have to remember, all the black people, I mean, all the people in the world started from Africa anyway. That's why there was dark skinned people all over the world, and over time, shit changed. That's why some people. That's why the Native Americans looked black. I mean, looked African because shit. I guess they walked over there and shit. They just stayed with each other. I don't know. I was born in 1999. So I'm just making educated guesses. That's all you motherfuckers is doing is guessing. Was any of you motherfuckers alive 3,000 years ago? I don't think so. So all you know is what somebody else told your ass. People people calling all these kingdoms we had back in the day made people look different. Ethiopians and Somalians and Eritreans naturally are darker than I am. But there was a time where the people from the Middle East went down there and mixed all that shit in. Good explanation on why Ethiopians are super light. There was a time where mulattoes didn't exist. Like that shit had to happen. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Was there a tribe of people that was automatically mixed with white and black? I mean, tell me if I didn't know that if it was. Again, the Roman Empire was not just in Europe, like it went all the way down to Turkey. The people in that area were not always as light as they were. They got mixed. That's from the whole kingdom thing. He said there are light skins that are 100% black. Where they at? Like he said, Kyoto said, if you look at old pictures of the Sicilians, they were like my skin color and darker. Look it up. Sicilians, they're like there's if you the closer you get to Africa, the more dark the people get. But again, you got to remember at one point the Muslims went to Spain. Like people, there's nobody that's like 100% damn near anything. Like if you check everybody's blood, unless if there's some uncontacted tribe, somebody's mixed in with everything. That's just a fact. Like look at the empires. You think that they went and claimed all this land and didn't fuck the women that was there too? And make new types of people when they did that? Every Even Genghis Khan, there's no the Mongols went and spread Mongolian blood all around Asia. Like there's no true fucking Asian. Like there's no Asian country where there's like true fucking Asian. Like that shit has been proven. He said Nordic people were the only people with European. Nobody was fucking with them. Nobody wanted that cold land. We're not talking about that part of the world. You might as well compare fucking Antarctica at that point. Nobody wanted that. Even if you study World War II, the Japanese went and raped a bunch of Chinese women. You don't think some of them women got pregnant? That's a mix. Everybody's mixed with something. He said the Nords had a whole empire. It doesn't matter. Nobody was fucking with them like that. Nobody was fucking with them like that. That's irrelevant. You might as well say Antarctica had an empire too. Nobody gives a fuck. Everybody's mixed in with something. We can go from continent to continent. Africa had empires. Africa had empires that covered the different borders that we have today. Like you're not going to convince me that they didn't sleep with different women from different lands. Like that's not even realistic. That's not realistic, dude. It's just not. You have Germans and Italians in Brazil, in Paraguay, in Chile, in Argentina. Like, not all of them stuck to themselves. What the fuck are you talking about? He said, Austin, there's plenty of populations that don't have a mix. You talking about those islands outside of India where they'll throw a damn spear at a helicopter? You talking about those people? I believe you if you're talking about that. If you talking about those tribes that's cannibal tribes in the Amazon, I believe that. I believe that. He gonna say most Europeans are not mixed. Dude, the Roman Empire was over the whole damn Europe, basically. You think that the Italians from Rome only fucked with themselves? Bullshit. I mean, we just gotta throw a little common sense in there. Look at me. I'm not sticking to my own race. I'm in Bolivia. You don't think I'm gonna meet women here? So you mean to tell me that somebody from Rome went all the way to fucking Spain and wasn't gonna try it out? It's not that hard. You don't even have to do research. All you gotta know is that this happened. Okay, put two and two together. The Americans went to after the Vietnamese War. You don't think that they had some Vietnamese women that they was dealing with? You don't think during World War II that they didn't have some French women that they was dealing with? Because they did. Basically, moral of the story is it's gonna be hard to find people that are 100% anything because of wars. Wars and empires spread blood everywhere, literally and sexually. It's not that hard to understand. The same reason you have mulattoes in South Africa. The Egyptians were not as light skinned as they are now. That was because of war. You think the black Egyptian men just let those people come over there and just sleep with all their women? No, they got taken over. They took them over and they took their women as well. That's what happens. And women are hypergamous. So you better believe the winners of the war is the ones that got picked. They're not going to pick the ones that lost. Sorry. Get beat up in front of your girlfriend and see who she picks. It's not going to be your ass. I can guarantee you it's not. Especially if you get your ass whooped bad. So no. He said Egyptians were always multi shades. They ain't that. It ain't that many shades over there from what I'm seeing right now. Yeah, trust me. You get your ass whooped in front of your girl. She's not. He said she was never your girl. Dude, that's no. I don't give a fuck. She gonna cheat at least. She might not leave you. She at least gonna cheat on you. She might cheat with the dude that whooped your ass. Or some dude that looked like he won't get his ass whooped. There's a war in Eastern Europe. There's Ukrainian women leaving Ukraine, going to Poland and Romania and other places. You don't think those other dudes are taking those women and getting them pregnant? Mixing from wars. It's not that hard to understand. It's not. It's y'all are losing y'all's IQ points based off of common sense. Here's my thing though. Y'all cannot sit around and say, "Oh, Black American women like Zaddy, African women like Zaddy," but then y'all don't want to say motherfuckers didn't mix. You know, y'all love throwing the Black American women on the bus, saying, "Oh, they just want a white man." But then when I come on here and say, "Oh, these people colonized," and I'm not just talking about white people, I'm talking about people from all over, because white people were not the only people to colonize places. These Japanese people colonized, Mongolians were basically colonists as well. They didn't turn down the other women. Y'all motherfuckers is not that smart. Check this out. And we're not gonna start that shit of, oh, European doesn't just mean white. Listen, there's like a few colors in the world, and everybody understands. That's not hard. Europeans are white. There might be different types of white, but as a generalization, they're white. Africans, they're gonna call those black people. Different types of Africans, but they're black. Asians, different types of Asians, but they are all Asian. Europeans are white. That there's no debating that. They're white. See, y'all can debate with me. I love to debate. Not everyone was colonized. Who was it? Like you talking about like 3 or 4 countries? The Soviet Union was basically a damn empire. That you don't think that those Russians that came from Moscow and went and got Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, those people didn't always look like that. They didn't always look like that. Those Russians came through there and mixed them. It's not that hard to understand. It's not that hard to understand. But you guys, yeah, even the people in Israel, like dude, those people didn't always look like that. Like Ozzy said, history is full of men conquering other men's territories, and they did not just let the women just be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, we're not gonna fuck y'all." Like, that's not what happened. Look at the Venezuelans; they going to America. I bet you they getting fucked. It's not that hard to understand. Ethiopia was not, look, China, look up the Mongols. Look up the Mongols. That's who made that's the people that colonized the majority of Asia. Because if you look at Asia, let's say that didn't happen, right? Then the Mongols come through. They took over basically all of Asia, all the way to Eastern Europe. Then the Soviet Union came and went down and got Central Asia. Then the Turks were there. They got some of that part too. Mixing over hundreds of years and thousands of years. That's what happened. We can put a one in the chat if we need to pull up the Mongolian Empire. And people are saying Arab means mixed. Well, guess what? They mixed asses to other places and mixed more, like North Africa, like Somalia. Those mixed people that had been pre-mixed, mixed other motherfuckers in with them too. Dumbasses. Look at this. Mongolian Empire. So you guys know Mongolia. And here she talking about Arab men. See, now that she know her ass is wrong, now she want to bring up some dumb shit. So this is the Mongol, and we doing the same thing right now. I'm influencing y'all to go to other countries for better options because y'all gonna mix them in too. We gonna have South American women mixing with North American men. The same shit is still happening to this day. It's just not an effective war. It's just some other shit now. This is Mongolia. As you can see, parts of Russia, Thailand, some parts of Nepal, India. Well, not Thailand. That's not Thailand is down here. But all this Japan, the Middle East, that's the monk. This was like it says 1259. That's why Eastern Europeans don't look the same as Western Europeans because they got mixed in with these Asian people over here. It's not that hard to understand. Y'all not fucking with me. Let's look, since we want to talk about Arabs so much, let's look up territories the Arabs colonized. Keep in mind, look, let me just show you. So that's not the that's talking about something else. That's something else. But I will tell you this: when I was in Tanzania, there were Arabs in Tanzania and in Kenya. Yes. This is the early Muslim conquest. I told you guys the Muslims went to Spain. Spain and Portugal is highlighted in a part of France. All of this Middle East. Remember, you guys said that they were already mixed. The Arabs were mixed. So they mixed all of this and all of this. North Africa, like I told you. And Turkey is in this area right here. Y'all don't know what the hell y'all are talking about. It's not that hard to understand. They want to say Somalians are pure. Let's look, because I know that's not true. Who integrated with Somalians? Let me go here. Maybe I didn't type in the right thing. And I do know this. I do know that the Italians were in Somalia, and I believe the French were in Somalia too. I think. Let's see. Who colonized Somalia? Like I said, Italy and the British. Who colonized India? The British, the Portuguese were there at one point. The Dutch were there at one point. Mixing. They're not pure. You think the Portuguese went to India to set up ports to transfer their shit around the world? You think that they didn't sleep with some Indian women while they were there? You guys are not making sense. Read the books. Read the books. By now, you guys we shouldn't even be arguing about Africans being 100% pure. All of Africa, except for like one country, was colonized. They're not pure. I mean, they have there's still Africans, right? But they're not 100. There's no African country that's like 100% this. What country was not colonized? From my understanding, is Ethiopia. What country was not colonized in Africa? Ethiopia and Liberia. So Liberia too, but Ethiopia was the only one that I thought. Did the Arabs conquer Somalia? Well, let me just look up Arab conquest, which we already did that. Again, the Arab conquest. That one doesn't have Somalia highlighted. Let me see. But even here, you can see all this land in Europe was fought back in between. That's why people look different. This is the Egypt shit. I mean, it's not that hard to understand. We don't need to colonize. I mean, we don't need to talk about who colonized South America, because if you want to try to debate me on South Americans or not, that South Americans are 100% pure, you're just dumb at this point. We're not going to talk about Australia because they're not supposed to be white. They were colonized. Who colonized Southern Asia? Because they were colonized. You know that the Indonesia, the Arabs, the Muslims reached Indonesia. Who colonized Southern Asia? Right here, the British, the Spanish, the French, the Portuguese, the Dutch, and the Kingdom of Thailand. I didn't even know the Kingdom of Thailand. Well, that's saying that they were. But anyway, Thailand was never actually colonized, but here you have the British, then you have the Spanish, the Philippines, then you got Indonesia right here, then you got Portuguese with East Timor. You motherfuckers don't even know what East Timor is. This is Malaysia. Everywhere was colonized. Now, that's a general statement. If you guys want to uh, think that, oh, well, 4 countries out of 198 or however many there are not, it was a motherfucker. That's basically all of them still. Everywhere was colonized. So don't give me that bullshit. Everywhere was colonized in the goddamn before the Europeans did it. Shit was Europeans colonized other Europeans in the Roman Empire. The Russians did it. When the Roman Empire fell apart, the French did it. No, no. Like I told you guys, the Romans started in Italy, where Rome is at today. If y'all didn't know that, some of y'all probably don't know that shit either. The Romans were in North. So check this out. The Romans were in North Africa, right? Spain went to Morocco. The Romans basically took over all of Europe from what I'm looking at. I mean, it's just a little bit that they didn't get. Let's look at the Ottoman Empire, the Turkish people, which recently went away in the 40s. Then you have the Turkish people, and they go to Saudi Arabia, North Africa again, Eastern Europe, and some of this part of Africa here. You need to read the books. Y'all don't be knowing what the hell y'all talking about. This is documented history, and it doesn't even need to be documented. You can just go to these places and say, hey, these people look kind of like these people on this other side of the world. Huh, these people in Paraguay look similar to Spanish people over here. What? It's not that hard to understand. It's not that hard to understand. It's not that hard to understand. Now, oh, now you motherfuckers been proved wrong. So now they talking about, oh, we're all saying the same thing. I know what the hell I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. I paid attention to school. Y'all didn't, obviously. Mexicans are not supposed to be the shade they are. They were mixed in. Cubans were mixed in. We ain't gonna talk about the Americans. I think y'all know that, but some of y'all don't. It's not that hard to understand. It's just not. It's really not. It's just not. But anyway, oh, let's look up one more thing. Since y'all keep bringing up Egypt, Egyptian Empire. That was empire. If y'all didn't know that, I forgot they had Persians. They had the Babylons. I forgot about those. They had those too. Do your research. There was like hundreds of fucking empires that constantly fought over the same territory, back and forth. This one controlled this one for 100 years. That 100 years they was getting mixed in. Then they went and replaced them again with these people from the other side of the world. They got mixed in again. Y'all don't be know what y'all talking about. Austin, where are you from? Texas. I'm mixed in with Texan. God damn it. Arabs weren't white until the last few 100 years. Yeah. Mixed in. Egyptians are called brown today, not black. At one point, they were black. You can look at the statues and look at the type of hair they got on the statues. Nappy. But anyway, I hope you guys read the books. Read the books. They taught us this shit already in high school. Actually, I learned this shit in middle school. African chicks are open to many races. But if you're black, you they said what book should you start with? Start with the Bible. Read that first. Then go to your sixth grade classroom and read one of them damn books. But I see y'all getting y'all data from Wikipedia, a fake website. Read the Bible. Yeah, read the Bible. They had nappy here. They had nappy here. I saw it. Saw it with my own eyes. Right, you guys. The Chile memoir is out. In the Chile memoir, I talked about how I mixed in over there, and I did it on audio, so I can see a lot of you guys can't read, so I did the audio version. Um, it's 1 o'clock, and I want to get up early in the morning. He said, "There's no such thing as nappy hair." Yeah, right. I didn't seen so much taco meat in my life. Uh, I love you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Get the free digital nomad kit so you can mix in with the rest of the world. Thank you, David Brown. Thank you, David Brown. And I will see you guys next time. I'm out.